Good morning to everyone. My name is Luis Alejandro Gonzalez. I'm a swimming coach and a triathlon coach. And today we will develop in a very short way a few of the topics that we develop in a more extensive way in the open water clinic next Saturday in Kinsale. Today we will talk about the possibility to build and career strategies in open water. The first one I would like to talk is in the last years, honestly, we have a lot of information by social media, by electronic books, by many other coaches, etc., etc., etc. But the only way to connect all this knowledge, the difference point of all this knowledge, is with racers, with training other swimmers, and work. We have to be able to trans- translate that knowledge and experience, and the only way is going through many different kind of races. Well, I did this yesterday and I took a picture because it's a little complicated to create a graphic in the PowerPoint, but I will try to explain this idea very simple. You have these three physiological thresholds, and we will try to put these thresholds in a distance. Yes, you have the threshold or anaerobic threshold with the difference between with some work are more aerobic and pass through a limit where the work starts to be more anaerobic. The VO2 max is the maximum aerobic power that you can support a work, and power or anaerobic workout where you have to use carbohydrate uh, for the energy to support the speed. Yes. Um, for me, under my experience, you have to put focus in these five main distance: 1,000 meters, 3,000 meters, 1,000 meters and 500, 400 meters, and 100 meters. Why? Because if you have a good development of this distance, you will have more research to solving problems during the race. This is a very simple graphic. Yeah, that means the same. You have many swimmers here in a circuit. Yes. Um, if you just develop a flat speed in this distance, you will be able to do the race, but you can change the rhythm, speed, and you can, for instance, you can't run away from other swimmers and finish the race and win the race. If you develop these two distance, 1,500 meters and 400 meters, you can fight inside the peloton and you can change the direction, change the position, work with your team to disturb other swimmers. And if you have a good developing of this distance, you be able to sprint when you do a turn. You can run away from one peloton and try to get the next peloton, and you can finish with a very good speed. How function this in a very simple way? For instance, if you think in a pyramidal developing, this distance allows you to develop with more frequency this distance, and this distance develop you or allows you really to frequent this power and aerobic workouts with more frequency. Um, I put three main points here. Yes, you have the distance to develop, and then you have speed here that you need that speed to for break your own speed limit. You had a good develop of technique and adapt your technique to different conditions in the water, and this adaptability is necessary to put in practice. How? For instance, I will show you a very simple series to develop this. 6 per 1,000 meters with 1 minute rest, 10 for 600 meters on, I don't know, on 10 minutes, on 8 minutes, on 7 minutes, 6 to 10 per 800 meters on anytime, 8 for 1,000 meters with 2 minute rest with a very high intensity, or a mix of work. For develop this distance, you have, for instance, 400, 600, 400, 200, all with 2 minute rest, working in different speed, but at the same, around the same intensity. This is what my favorite series. 13 reps of 100 meters with 3 minute rest, maximum speed. You have, for instance, to develop 400 meters. This is other of my favorite series in the pool. 6 per 200 meters on 5 or 6 minutes, depending the level of the swimmer. And you have, for develop power, a broken series. Yes, a broken workout means you have a total distance and you break the distance in different parts and try to swim equal speed or faster than the original distance. Yes, with a very short rest in the middle of and very long rest when you finish one repetition. To work speed, you have to work at a distance between 4 to 8 seconds maximum, and this is a good way to stimulate the pure speed. Technique is a very delicate topic because you have thousands of details to control and to develop and to keep during the series. A two main point is to cover, to develop this technique is to cover a X distance with X number of stroke. For instance, this is a very typical series for long distance swimmers. 3 per 100 meters in 16 strokes every 25 meters, 3 per 75 meters in 15 strokes, and then you decrease the number of strokes keeping the same distance. For instance, in 100 meters, you have to do 25 meters in 17 strokes, 25 meters in 16 strokes, 25 meters in 15 strokes, and finish the last 25 meters with 14 stroke full kick. Yes, this is a good way to develop distance per stroke and try to go faster and faster every reps and every session. And the adaptability is the consequence to training all these points in one series. For instance, I will show you this. You have to develop, because it's a real situation inside the race, like here, yes, endurance, aerobic power, and speed at the same time. And you have to be able to repeat this many times during the race. This is a very simple series. 10 per 50 meters, sorry, on 1 minute, plus 4 per 20 meters full with free rest. 800 meters on 12 minutes, plus 6 per 15 meters with free rest. And the last part of the series, 6 per 300 meters plus 2 per 50 meters plus 2 per 25 meters full or all out. What means that you increase the distance where you have to find your maximum aerobic speed, and at the same time you have to finish with a very high speed at the end of the series. This is teach the body to change the energy system all the time and to adapt the technique, the speed, and the ability, the mental abilities for a specific open water race situations. For instance, if you don't have a good 1,500 meters development, it's impossible to change the position inside a peloton because you will try to fight here. Don't take account the thrusting points here. Yes, the thrusting is a skill that you have to develop like a technique inside the peloton. But here you have to swim very fast and change all the time the position, or to keep a position with your maximum aerobic power. And if you want to run away from this peloton and fight the first position here, you have to be able to produce power when you are swimming a very high intensity level and finish fast here. This is why it's very, 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 very important to have an equilibrium between aerobic development, aerobic power development, and anaerobic power development, because you will need all these skills to raise and to build in a good strategy because you need to fight inside the race and you need to win the race or to improve your best performance in relationship with your last race. I hope that this point help you to understand why it's important to training very hard for open water races, and see you in the clinic where we develop with more extensive points this topic. Thank you very much.